Do you ever feel like you just don't have the time to sit down and read the news every morning? Sometimes things get so hectic you can't even scroll through your feeds while you're trying to get ready. A new podcast from Boise State Public Radio has you covered. I'm George Prentice, and I want to invite you to check out The Connector every weekday morning. You can get up to speed on all of the Idaho news you need to start your day without ever interrupting your morning routine. All you have to do is hit play. That's The Connector from Boise State Public Radio. Find it wherever you get your podcasts.
More Idaho Matters now from the studios of Boise State Public Radio News. I'm Gemma Gaudette. Well, as the Treasure Valley continues to grow, so does its food offerings. And with so many new restaurants, it can be pretty hard to keep up. That's where Boise Dev Eats editor Kara Jackson comes in. She's got all the latest news on the best places to eat, and she's joining us now for some recommendations. Kara, nice to have you back on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Gemma.
Okay, so much to catch up on. Let's start with two new restaurants that are going to be coming to Eagle later this year.
Yes, this is very exciting news. And this comes from our team member, Gretchen Parsons. So the owners of Sid's Garage and Gatsby, two well-established restaurants, well, and Sid's Garage has several restaurants here in town, are opening two new spots that are going to be next door in Eagle Road, right in front of Crave Kitchen and Bar. And so they're very similar kind of in authenticity and style of, what the that they are going to be social, but they actually are very different concepts. So it's really fascinating. The first one is called Lalo Cantina. And then the second one, which will be right next door, is called Social Oak.
Okay. And so when are these set to open?
Yes. So Lalo is going to open, they're saying right now in June, and then Social Oak will open 3 months later. So these are things that we can look forward to this summer, hopefully. And kind of like a Gatsby, they're going to be very experiential. So Lalo is, very Mexican inspired. The Primaveras both have this background with Mexico. Nicole is Hispanic, and Will spent much of his childhood in Mexico as well. And so you're going to walk in and it's going to be like a Mexican souvenir shop, but then a door will open to this tunnel that looks like it's carved from a mountain leading to private rooms. And then this main restaurant area that's going to have this Dios de los Muertos feel. So it's very different than anything that we currently have here in the Treasure Valley.
Oh, it sounds like it. Okay, let's head over to the Boise Bench now, because I understand there's going to be another pizza joint on the bench.
Yes. So if anyone is a fan of Americana Pizza, which is currently located, by the Rhodes Skate Park, right off the connector, they are opening a second location, and this one has ties to kind of a Boise landmark. So it's going in the old Cucina de Palo store, which is also the home to Betty the Washwoman, and that kind of homage to Boise. So this is going to be really fun. Americana Pizza is known for kind of a thin crust, New York style pizza, and they're going to have the same offerings, but now on the bench. And they also promise that Betty is going to get some upgrades with her outfits, which is exciting.
Oh, okay. No, that's kind of a small space. So will it, it seems like it'll not have a lot of tables, but that's okay, but it just seems like a smaller space.
Yeah, it is going to be small. So they're going to kind of cater towards takeout. So they'll have some buy the slice options. And then they also said they'll have a couple tables to eat in as well. So I think this will be a great spot, when you're looking for pizzas on that Friday night or whatever. And especially if you live close to the bench, this will be a great spot to go.
Okay. And we should also talk about Lemon Tree, because they're going to rebrand one of their locations.
Yes. So Lemon Tree has 3 locations, one downtown, one in Harris Ranch, and then a third on Park Center. And since the Park Center location opened in 2022, it's been more of a cafe. So they serve
Mhm.
breakfast, and then the lunch and dinner menu is more expansive beyond just the lemon tree sandwiches. They have tacos and flatbreads and burgers. And so Jason Para, the owner, told me that, that's kind of created some confusion in the marketplace. So they are rebranding the Park Center location to the Grove by Lemon Tree.
Oh, okay. So they're not really changing what they're doing at the Park Center location, just changing the name so folks maybe can understand the difference between the locations.
Precisely. And they still want people to know it's in the same family, but the Grove by Lemon Tree does have this more expansive menu. And they also have a weekend brunch, which is really great. They have delicious pancakes and breakfast burritos and chilaquiles. So it's a really fun spot to go.
Let's talk about folks who love a good Basque chorizo. We've got some exciting news.
Yes. So if you love a good Basque chorizo, the great news is that there's a local restaurant and chorizo maker here in town who is now expanding to commercial operations. So Ann Sotz, a well-famed and well
Hmm.
respected and award-winning restaurant here in the Treasure Valley, is now making chorizos, Basque sausages, commercially for local restaurants and hopefully soon stores as well.
I think that's really exciting, Kara, because I mean, their food is excellent, and so to be able to get that, go to a store and get that product is going to be pretty great.
Yes, they just got approval in December for their three main types of chorizos, but they are already selling them to four local restaurants: Baskinese, Bitter Creek Ale House, the Modern, and the Lively. And Dan and Sadeghi, sorry, that was a hard one for me to say. Dan and Sadeghi told me that they're planning to hopefully expand to some stores as well soon, which is so great because he makes such an authentic chorizo, and it's fantastic to be able to have that at home and to incorporate into your own cooking.
So I also understand there's a new destination restaurant that's headed to Star. Can you talk about that?
Yes, this is, very hot news. Don Day, my business partner, just reported on this morning. But the team behind Anderson Reserve and Suite is planning a new steakhouse across from Ridley's Market on State Street and Star. And this place is going to be a destination. They're planning a 15,000 square foot two-story building that is currently on an empty lot. So they're going to be building it from the ground up.
I have to say, I'm super excited about this because I have wanted to try Anderson Ranch, but I must tell you, I don't want to drive all the way to Sweet to get there. So this is actually a great alternative.
Yes, and I think it's going to feature their same great steaks, but what's really cool is this space is going to be huge and it's going to
Hmm.
encompass a lot more than just a restaurant. So they're going to have this huge open restaurant and bar space, but then they also have a cigar silo planned with an upstairs area that's going to include a speakeasy style bar and cigar lounge. And on top of all of that, a butcher shop. So this is really going to be
Wow.
quite the spot to go hang out once it's all done, and featuring, the fantastic food that Anderson Reserve is known for.
Okay, so let's talk dessert because there's a new place coming to the area and what it's all about pies.
Yes. So, local caterer Whitney Frieden, who is very well known, she is a fantastic caterer here in town. She is opening a cafe in South Meridian that is going to be called Ida's Kitchen. And it's going to, serve breakfast and lunch. They're going to have this whole freezer and refrigerator area stocked with takeaway meals. And there's also going to be a full bakery. Frieden says, one of her favorite things to bake is pies. And so it will include a wide array of things, but also pies that you can order in full or take by the slice.
Okay, before we wrap up, can we talk James Beard? Because some news came out about some semifinalists here in Idaho. And we should know we actually have one James Beard Award winner, Chris Kamori, one of the co owners
Mhm.
of Kin. But this is really exciting because we have a handful of James Beard semifinalists. So tell us about this.
Yes. So James Beard released a wide array of their best restaurant and best chef semifinalist announcements just earlier this week. And so they do a best chef award that's regional. So Idaho is in the mountain division, which includes Colorado, Idaho, Montana, Utah, and Wyoming. And four restaurants have been nominated. So Salvador Alamila of Amano and Caldwell, which, that restaurant is just incredible.
Yeah.
Benjamin Barlow of Stanley Supper Club in Stanley, Remy Corsena and Nathan Whitley of Terroir in Boise, and then Cal Elliott of the Avery, which is also in Boise. And all four of these restaurants are just amazing. And so it's really fantastic to see these chefs be recognized as semifinalists. And hopefully, one of them might win it, which is so cool.
No, it's so exciting and says so much, I think, about our food scene. Well, as always, Kara, love having you on. Thank you for getting us updated because I cannot keep up with all of these new restaurant happenings. So appreciate you doing it for us.
Of course. Happy to do it, Gemma.
We've been speaking with Boise Dev Eats editor Kara Jackson, getting us updated on all of the latest food scene information in the Treasure Valley and beyond. This is the Idaho Matters podcast. I'm Gemma Gaudet.
If you like podcasts like this, explore more from the Boise State Public Radio podcast family. There you'll find a mix of daily news, Idaho Voices, and in-depth series on a wide range of topics. I'm talking wild horses, political scandals, sustainable ranching, and militia groups in a post-January 6th world. Wherever you get your podcasts, just search Boise State Public Radio to find what Idaho's NPR station has in store for you.